So I guess I started yesterday. Why don't you start the Scrum today?
Yeah, I am still working on the Zoom chat parser. I guess I'm stuck on it a little bit. Kusha was trying to explain it to me a little more. I can share my screen with you to show you where I'm like stuck at and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, normally we'd go ahead and finish the Scrum and talk about that, although I don't think we have
Okay.
anything else to talk about. So, because I didn't do anything. So we're done with Scrum. Now we're on the first topic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Show me what you got.
Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, and I
Before
must say,
this,
this
I've
type of,
only, oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say this using regex in this sort of way is pretty darn complicated. So I'd be surprised if you could get it done in a day without challenges.
Okay. I've only used Zoom like twice in my life before this, so I don't remember how to share screens. Like, give me,
So if you hover over the window at the bottom in the middle, a green button.
oh, there you go. Okay, so it looks a little messy right now.
Sure. Trying different
Um,
things.
yeah. So just in general, it's returning everyone. It's returning the timestamp, but I have to figure out how to get just John Doe from John Doe. Because if I take from out, it I think highlights a whole lot more of the message. And then same thing with this is the message. If I take the colon out, it's not going to get the message. Um, the other issue is it's returning everything as an array versus just an object. So I have to figure that out. And then it's returning null if there's nothing and you want an empty array. So I need to fix that too.
So I think we do want an array as the return, and because what it's going to do
Mhm.
is although maybe my test was wrong then. Because I don't remember in my test, was I checking for an array with an object in it or just the
I don't
object?
think so. Here's your test pulled up.
Well, so there is array bracket to match, and then there's a bracket and
There, I
then an
see it.
object. Yeah, because in the end, it'll be a big thing, so there'll be multiple messages in there.
Mhm.
Let's go back to your Zoom chat parser. Now, one thing I see in here, this code will work for this, but once you have two messages, it'll be difficult to line up
Mhm.
all the different things. So it really needs to be it'll have to be one match that has multiple groups in it.
Okay.
Because otherwise it'll be hard to align them up, figure out which things go together.
Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out the best way to kind of experiment on this. So what I'd say is for now, or do you want to? It might be easier if you're okay with this. Do you mind pushing
Mhm.
this and then I
Yeah.
can just let me play around with it and you can watch.
Yeah, I can do that. Mhm. Okay, it should be there now.
Right.
Let me just double check.
Show up, but my system might be a little slow in finding it. Let me check. Okay, showed up. All right. That's odd.
Is it because you're in a different project right now? Why it's not coming up on the search?
Oh, had the wrong. I was working on other things this morning. There we go. That would explain. Chat box. Yeah, it already switched. Cool. Yeah, let's see. Now, although technically the way you were kind of like solving the test with just getting it to work with just one row, that's perfectly fine. Coding practice. The main thing is to just get the first test to pass. Now, the thing that what we might do also, I thought, is on this, on the test, the message is going to be a really hard part. So let's just go ahead and take that out of the requirements for now. I thought about that after I talked to you. And then and let's actually, what I want to just do is do some experiments. Is that going to be 1 or 2 spaces as well? Before the from? I don't remember.
I think so.
So let's just
double check.
What we're going to do is just put a debugger in here. And then when you run the test, you can hit this debug button. I don't know if you've ever debugged in Visual Studio Code yet. And let's see if it actually works. Sometimes it's a bit. No. Maybe because I screwed it up and now it doesn't match anything. It's been a while since I've done this. I don't know the easiest way to restart tests. This was working for you, right?
Yeah. Is it because the object
the chat text is empty. Oh, because this is the first test. We're probably running both tests. Yeah, that's what it was. The first test is empty. Okay, so we have the first date. The groups are undefined. That's because we have no groups in here. So I just wanted to see what the object was like. So to speed this up a little bit, let's do a dot only on that one. And let's do see what it looks like. All that there. I probably goofed everything up there. What worked? Let's see. That's interesting. So it included the from and the match, which is usual. And then group 1 is blank. So the groupings should be the items in these parentheses, but I think you also all get let's see. So it's one space in this example. I think I have 2 in here. No, I just have 1. And it picked up the from as well. You know what might be helpful? Let's just make sure we have this regex correct. Now, one thing, we have the regex options in this app, automatic start out /GM. We don't have that on the other one, so we may need to do that. Now, it's definitely not finding John Doe. There. Yeah, I didn't have anything on the other side of it, so I couldn't find it. You need to give it an endpoint, I guess. And then now the group 1 match should be John Doe. So I don't know if we need GM over here at some point.
What does the GM stand for? I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's a good question. G means global, which I think means it'll hit more than one match.
Okay.
So global, don't return after first match, and multi-line.
Okay.
So that'll be something. Now let's try running this. Not quite getting the same thing. Debug console. This is linked 1. I guess you can't see it in the debugger in this system. I guess I like so would that be, oh no, linked 1, so that's all we got. We're not getting the groups. Is it because we have to use match all instead of match? I'm sure there's a quicker way to rerun your test. Maybe it's this button here. Restart. There you go. Look at that.
Oh, good.
Learn something new every day. Oh, I meant to say, I mean, this isn't really a code review, but this is kind of like a code review because I'm looking at your code. Oh, so this is an iterator. So to see them, you have to step through them. I was hoping we could just get an array. Oh, So I'm really surprised that match instead of match all, that match doesn't just return everything. Okay, so we did next, and then we got, oh, look at that. Okay, and then we got the two values. So the main match, and then the first one was John Doe. And then if we added two, and then let's do another capture. And what does it look like after everyone? Then it's a space, and then colon. That's just since we don't know how many spaces they're gonna put. But I don't know if colon is needs to be escaped. I guess probably not. Did it already stop?
No.
You know what? Let's check my regex rather than just running it, because regex is so finicky.
Yeah. Do you want the original regex that we created not broken up? If I send that to you in chat, would that be easier?
Maybe, yeah. Send
Okay.
it in case I need it. Although this one seemed to work here.
No.
So maybe my restart isn't working. Terminal trash. Maybe restart doesn't take into account file changes. I don't know. I haven't done this too much. One of the things to think about when you're doing this testing process is how you can get each cycle faster and faster, because you're often trying to figure something out and you're rerunning it over and over again. So reducing your kind of keystrokes when you have to do it is a good investment in time.
Okay.
Well, there we go. Now we have 3 things in there. So we know that the first one is John Doe. Second, I mean, the 0 is that, and then the number index 1, index 2. So then we can do, oh no, we're not capturing the win either. Well, I mean, it's captured up here, but it's not captured explicitly. So let's do, there we go. I don't know if I need the question mark in here or not. I mean, probably not. It's pretty explicit. I just thought, hopefully I'm not doing this all in a way that you're not benefiting from it.
No, you're doing good.
Okay. And then we can, what you'll need to do eventually is loop through these results. And then you'll have to call that next. I lost my. Oh, come on, give me my command. I think it's, I won't do the loop, though. I'll leave that for homework. So let's start next. So you'll it'd probably be easier to look on online code. There might be something better than match all where you can just get an array and loop through the array rather than having to call next and check whether next is empty, which is something. But we can always tweak it once we get it working. So then we do all that, and we do when would be 1. Oh, so know what this is? Iterator result. Well, it worked in the debugger. Let's do. Just make it an I have no idea if that'll work. Let's find out.
So then if it works, is the 0th indice the whole line and then it breaks it up after that? Is that what I was saying? Okay.
Yeah, I guess the whole capture is the first capture, yeah. Yeah, so this is what it ends up with. The main line, then each capture we have in there. And then if we look at our Zoom chat object from undefined, 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 so that didn't work. I bet I'm looking at something wrong. So value, I forgot it needs to be a result.value bracket 1. So I just wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
When we were talking before. And that's probably also why we got the error. It was trying to warn me. That's one of the great things about TypeScript is it'll try and tell you. Oh, but anytime you're doing a code review, I just want to let you know that when you're coming in and having a code review, there should be 2 kind of emotional states after leaving it. You should feel congratulated that you accomplished something.
Okay.
And then you should also feel like you learned something. So hopefully this is an official code review, but hopefully that'll be the result of this time. Let's do. I feel good about this one. Zoom chat. Yeah. John Doe, everyone, when, and it resorts them in alphabetical order.
No.
But in the order doesn't really matter. So technically, if we go, it should pass. Yeah. So we passed the test. Now all we got to do is figure out message. And you don't have to for this one, but you'll need to figure out how to loop over the results.next from the match all, so you can look at some examples online, and then maybe see if there's another option other than match all that returns with an array. Although this would be more efficient if they put in a really big Zoom chat. An iterator would be more efficient because it doesn't have to pull everything into memory at once. So yeah, that's what to think about. Do you have any questions on that?
Yeah, how is it knowing where to break it up into an array? So I get that the first one, the 0th index is the whole thing, but how does it decide that value 1 is just the timestamp and value 2 is just the name?
Oh, so wherever I put these parentheses, so these parentheses say capture this section, this says capture this section, and this says capture this section. And the dot asterisk means everything between this and this. Okay,
that's what I was trying to figure out earlier online.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so a capture group is parentheses. There's even ways you can name the capture groups, but let's not get into that. So it would be interesting. You could name them to be, from and to, and that's kind of advanced stuff. But now that I said it, I'm curious. Group constructs. Match everything and close. Capture everything and close. So that does a capture. Oh, here we go, like a named capture group. And there's apparently several formats to do it. And then I don't know what it would do, whether do an array or return an object. But we don't really need that. We know the order they're coming back in. Cool. Any other questions I can answer?
No, that was the big one. I think I've understood everything else.
Awesome. Well, I'll let you play with this. I'll let you figure out how to put it in a loop. And then you can try and figure out this message thing on the single line, but you'll probably have to rewrite it for it to work on 2 lines. And the way I'm kind of thinking about is between one, you know what, we probably need to see real quick is whether we can know the positions of those captures. If not, we'll have to go back through and take the capture, research on it, and then, or figure out where one starts and one ends. So let's look at the result. Index 0, length 4. So this index is that I wonder if that's where it is in line. It's hard to tell because it's at the beginning of the thing. Let's just play around with this. And I'm also, you know what? Let's do more than one of these. So index 21. So, but that, yeah, right. Index 21. So it grabbed this, it's probably the 21st position. And then if I do, double check it. So index 88, yeah. So we can use the indexes to know. So the message would be from the index plus the length of this to the index of the next item or the end of the file. But that'll be more complex. First, try and solve this first test, and then we can get back together and you can give it a try.
Okay.
But it'd be hard unless you've solved problems like that. One of the weird things that we from having to parse bad text for years got pretty used to it. That's kind of how you do it.
Okay.
Cool.
So then for the first test, if it's gonna return, are these gonna return null as well? And then I would just put like an if statement, if from is null, return empty array or something like that.
Oh, that's good. Well, yeah, it's a good question. It's a really good question. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I would put an if statement around all this and just see. Well, you'll do a results.next, and then yeah, results.next will be an empty array. So what you might do is, well, once you put the loop in here, that may solve your issue because it'll check when you try and hit it to pull the data and then you try to go into the loop. Yeah, so you'll need an if statement in there.
Okay.
But when you build the loop, it might, the way you build it, it might go ahead and skip over it if there's nothing in the array. Or if there's nothing,
Okay.
so yeah, play around with it. And then, is this safe to send to you? Let me go ahead and. I don't know if you've seen how to, I know she's doing stuff by the command line, which I'm sure Kusha encourages.
Yeah, he told me to delete GitHub desktop.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to live with them. I don't.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to secretly have it, I would not.
Not tell him.
I would not tell him. Yeah. I didn't use but it's also built in here, so you have the source control here in Visual Studio Code, so you don't even usually need GitHub Desktop. It is good to know the commands, so it's a good habit to have. But I just when the tools don't work. Cool. All right. Well, I guess I'll let you get back to work. And so you have stuff to do. I don't think I'll be doing much, except if I have time, I might write a few more sample tests, and I'll try and put them in a different file so we don't conflict. So you don't have to worry about conflict.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool. Well, great progress, and I look forward to tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow.